Hey guys, CreamCrazy here. Welcome to my WWF Judgment Day 2000 Friday Flashback review. Hope you're all excited for this, because I bet all you Attitude Era nutjobs are just literally foaming at the mouth. Finally that I do an Attitude Era pay-per-view reviewed for you. Now this pay-per-view, I knew the ending of the main event, and I know obviously what happened because I know my history. Fact is, I'm amazed. I've got loads of tagged classics. I've never checked some of them out, so I literally just picked one at random. I thought, fuck it, I'll do this one. This pay-per-view, well, let me just put it this way, was a decent show. I quite liked it. Let's go on with the match reviews, and shall we? That's what you're all here for, and hear my opinion on this stuff. First, Rikishi and Too Cool defeated Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle in a 6-man tag team match to kick off the show. Now, basically the pyro happened, all was good. Edge, Christian, and Angle all took to the mic before Too Cool even got to the ring. So, when we see guys like The Miz and others do promos before, after matches, at some point during the pay-per-view, we should all not complain, because it was happening in 2000 at the height of the Attitude Era, so there should be no complaints from people who complained about the in-ring segment with Otunga and Laurinaitis and Henry, Christian and Del Rio at Elimination Chamber. There should to be honest, there shouldn't have been any criticism of that. Too Cool on massive pop. Honestly, how these guys were over, I have no idea. They danced. That was it. Okay, sure, they had the worm, but come on. How do these guys get over? For fuck's sake, I do not know. Anyway, on the match. Angle, Edge, and Christian all go after Too Cool's the bell rings. Too Cool run at them in the corner. Rikishi lines up for the giant, huge ass ram. Angle moves out of the way. Wait, I'm fucking up already. Angle moves out of the way quickly. Triple leapfrogs, followed by a nice enziguri by Sexay. Yeah, Grandmaster Sexay. One of the stupidest names ever. Yep, that's Jerry the King Lawler's son right there. Double hair pull slam and elbows by Sexay and Scotty 2 Hottie. All the dancing and flip counters made me just realise why I never liked them in the first place. They were all flash and style, but just no... They had some decent ability, I just never liked them. Scotty bounces off Sexay in the corner, runs right at Christian. Edge tries to do the exact same. Sexay gets him in the corner, whacks him a few, and kicks him, and then lets him land on the top rope nuts first. Damn it, I always say it, Edge always hits that spot, I don't know why. Christiansen whipped ass first into Edge, double clothesline by Too Cool, drop toe hold by Sexay, sending Edge head first into the nuts of Christian on the mat. Yep, that's the Attitude Era for you. Oh god, where am I? Both Edge and Christian roll out of the ring as the crowd chants a lot for Rikishi. Seriously, Too Cool was so over it, managed to get Rikishi some decent reaction. Wow. Sexay's trousers almost fall down, and the crowd went mental. Now I'm thinking to myself, if this makes someone get a pop in the 2000s, I'm slightly sickened. Because, to be honest, you should not get a pop for your pants nearly falling down, your trousers nearly falling down. You shouldn't get that. Right. Sexay tags in Rikishi as he clotheslines Edge and Christian before going after Angle. Angle tries to roll in a sunset flip, but he can't get the 450-pound Rikishi down. Rikishi misses the hip drop. Thank fuck for that. Because, honestly, you would not want to see Kurt Angle have an ass that big on his face. Good. Angle beats Rikishi into the corner, leading for Edge and Christian to take shots at the big man. Rikishi fights out, leading for Scotty to do the worm. But Angle whacks him down to the disappointment of the fans. They are pissed. Angle then beats down Scotty in the corner, and vice versa. Scotty manages to somehow get out of it and do the exact same, Lord knows. The crowd just goes completely mental. Okay, an opening match should have the crowd into it, so I'm happy that they are, but it's not much, I'll tell you that for sure. Scotty counters a Christian powerbomb into an alley-oop on the top rope, which I thought was quite cool. Rikishi gets tagged in and obliterates everybody. Rikishi rammed Edge and Christian and Angle in the corner. Angle is left on his own, and he gets stink-faced to the delight of absolutely everyone. Well, everyone bar King, for that matter. Angle and Christian double DDT Rikishi, but he completely no-sells it, being the boss that he is. But he does get hit by a spear from Edge, just because, well, you need to be hit down by something, don't you? Edge then mocks the worm as Scotty facebusters him, hits the real worm. Christian hits Rikishi with the ring bell, Edge covers, Sexay then hits a leg drop off the back of the head, Rikishi covers, he gets the 3. And I believe that was the only pin attempt this match had. Yeah, the only pin attempt this match had. Believe it. It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it? That in a whole match, that was the point, I think, one of the only pin attempts. If I'm wrong, please say so in the comment section, because you know me, sometimes I'm not always the most accurate reviewer. Okay, this match was fast, furious, decent tag action, actually. Usually 6-man tag matches are very boring. They don't really contribute to anything, but everyone got decent offense here. And Rikishi, for what little reaction he did, what little offense he got, was pretty seismic in turning the match around. And to be honest, the crowd added such a brilliant atmosphere. They were into this match, and to be honest, if without it, it would have really lacked. And it would have been really quite poor without that, because there was no psychology. There was nothing really to show progress in the match. Okay, sure, Angle got stink-faced, but there was nothing apart from some great fast tag action and great double teaming that I really thought this was a really, really good match. I mean, it was fun to watch, but then again, with 2 cool factors in, you're never going to see a great psychology, massive... You're never going to see a very, 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 very good match. While I say that, though, Scotty 2 Hotty managed to put on a fantastic match with Dean Malenko, the pay-per-view before this. Yeah, it was Backlash 2000. If I'm wrong, again, comment section. That was one of my favourite matches. In regards to in-ring material, this didn't really be much to talk about, but fun match nonetheless. I give it 1.5 stars. I'm being very nice here, guys. Hope you don't kill me for this! Because I know some Attitude Era nut jobs throughout the entirety of this review, or basically, whenever I see them online, they just salivate over every pay-per-view from 1997 until 2002, and then basically say every other pay-per-view from that, apart from a few, are shit. I've seen some do it, so if you're going to throw that stuff my way, just listen to what I've got to say first. Eddie Guerrero defeated Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko, or the Radicals, in a triple threat match to retain the WWF European Championship. And must note, I'm using WWF because I'm being legitimately correct. Saturn and Malenko got no reaction upon their entrance, and they didn't get over. I can see why Saturn didn't get over, because he had 0 personality, despite looking like basically looking like Steiner without the muscles. Although I will say, Malenko was respected, but he just didn't get the crowd over a lot, and I'm disappointed by that. Like I said, the match with Scotty 2 Hotty was awesome. Guerrero got beaten down by Saturn as Malenko runs into the ring. Malenko and Saturn then hit a nice double-team top rope backbreaker, neckbreaker combo. Saturn is whipped into Guerrero, but Malenko eats a Saturn clothesline for 2. Saturn hits a spinning facebuster on Malenko, with military press slam on Guerrero. Saturn and Malenko go for a suplex facebuster double team, but Guerrero counters and hits a low blow to both of them. Surprisingly obvious, I realise after this match that it's because it's a triple threat, there's no DQ. But, you know me, the rulebook was clicking my mind saying, where's disqualification for that? And I forgot it was a triple threat. Yikes. Nice top rope head scissors by Eddie. Guerrero is then whipped into Malenko by Saturn. Malenko counters the head scissors into a tilt-a-whirl side slam for 2 as Saturn breaks the count. Lovely tornado DDT on Saturn by Guerrero, covers for 2. Tiger Bomb by Malenko for 2. The crowd are quite quiet. Now, I've been continuously told by people, the crowd are either really into it, but not showing the emotive, going mentalness that they often show. And they're just really enthralled. But there was literally no crowd noise at all for quite a lot of this match. And I was very disappointed by that. Oh, I need a drink of water. It's all good. Right, where the fuck am I? Okay. Malenko goes for the powerbomb, but is hit with a sunset flip by Guerrero. Malenko then tries to lock in the cloverleaf, but Saturn stops it with a boot. Saturn has Guerrero an electric chair drop, which looks to be ready for a doomsday device. That was good double team work in a triple threat match. Funny. But he drops Guerrero off the top. Drops Guerrero on the top rope, hits a lovely belly-to-belly soon after. Saturn goes after Malenko on the top. Malenko counters a superplex with a gourd buster. Eddie goes up. Superplex is countered to a sick-looking rib breaker by Malenko. Fuck, that made me flinch. That's going, oh. That actually made me think, if he hadn't broken a rib there, Lord knows what. And I actually am quite surprised by how much offense Perry Saturn got in this match up until this point, because obviously he's the biggest guy in the match. He has to assert dominance, but he's put some decent offense in here. I never expected that. Oh, where am I? Saturn boots Malenko out of the ring, hits the hits the frog splash on Eddie, covers, but Malenko breaks the count. Saturn goes for the Texas Cloverleaf on Eddie. Guerrero counters with a sick brainbuster, covers for 2. Malenko goes for a grand abdominal stretch, but Eddie drop kicks the head. As Saturn is dumped out of the ring, I see a "Who booked this crap" sign. Smarks! At the beginning of the 21st century, my friend, the internet was in it's relatively progressing. You then see a guy holding a "Who booked this crap" sign, and you think, Smark? That guy's a smark. I literally had to point that out. It's funny as hell. Malenko hits a frog splash on Eddie, almost botching it, I felt. Got the smack of the legs, but it was a bit too short. It really looked like he was going to botch it. Covers for 2. Guerrero lines up Malenko ready for a backdrop. Saturn then lifts up Guerrero and hits a double backdrop. Basically, as Malenko is being held by Guerrero, Saturn is then lifting up Guerrero while still holding Malenko in that position. Holy fuck, it is a great move. Saturn goes out and is hit by Chyna with the flowers that Eddie gave her earlier. Yeah, did I mention that Chyna is at ringside for this? No, I didn't. I forgot that. Nonetheless, sunset flip by Eddie gets 2. Chyna tries to hit Malenko with the flowers. Malenko grabs them, lands on his face on the mat, looks a bit dazed, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is this for? Eddie then just rolls him up for a 3, and I'm thinking, okay, fluke win. He just fell on the floor, got dazed by pollen, and he somehow loses a match. I thought this was a bit shit. Then, Eddie reveals in the flowers a lead pipe has been concealed inside it. You were lying, cheating, and stealing in 2000. For fuck's sake, it was a great... Sorry to swear again, but you know me. Nice thinking for a tweener to do that. That's ponage. These guys were heels when they came in because they beat up Mick Foley. The fact is, brilliant idea for a guy who's just about getting over with the Chyna Mamacita thing. Great to see that happen. A physical, technical match that did not conform to the tradition of 2 men fighting each other while another stays out of the ring. What's what happens in most triple threat matches. This was great. Just to see all 3 guys get equal offense for the most part. It was fantastic. It was a bit slow at times, but had enough action to make sure that no harm was done. The crowd was dead, but then again, I can never tell these days whether a crowd is dead because they're bored, or is it because they're just appreciating the art form with 3 decent wrestlers. Well, in Malenko and Eddie's case, brilliant wrestlers, so maybe. And also, to be honest, the psychology department was crying for something too, but then again, in a triple threat match, you don't usually get the chance. Great ending it was exciting, great ending for the tweener for Eddie, and I'll give this a very good 2.5 stars. Entertaining match for what it was worth, I felt. Right, okay, throughout the night, I'll tell you this is a little fun thing. I put these in because I felt they were worthy of inclusion. There was a replay shown of Jill Briscoe winning the Hardcore Championship on SmackDown 3 days before it, pinning Crash Holly in his sleep. Briscoe is spent all night on the edge, scared, because he's worried someone is going to beat him and steal the title off him in the way that he did with Crash Holly. And he's already got beaten up right at the beginning of the night, getting coffee for the McMahon-Helmsley faction by the Head Shrinkers. And I'm thinking to myself, he's going to get absolutely whooped because he was scared of his own reflection in the mirror of the toilets. I was laughing my arse off at this, so therefore anything's possible for what's going to happen later in the night to this guy. I can see him getting whooped. Right. Shane McMahon next, defeating The Big Show in a no-holds-barred Falls Count Anywhere match. Now, it's Big Show in an ODQ style match. What do you think's going to happen? I'll let you just think about it for a second. It all comes into peace. Right, Shane leaps over the top rope, caught by Show, and then rammed into the post, thrown into the steps. He's then scoop slammed onto the steps, having his and then he has his hand stepped on by the 500-pounder. Shane's then thrown over the barricade. Big Show is still holding on to the injured hand. I'm thinking, that's really good. Then military throws him into the ring. I like this. I like this because the great thing about the one thing I love about our studio was the commentary was fucking ridiculous. You never knew what was going to come out of Jerry the King Lawler's mouth, and that made it so fun because he just kept calling. I don't know the full storyline implication of this match, obviously stemming from WrestleMania 2000, but don't know why Jerry the King Lawler just kept calling Shane Simba all night long. It was just funny. Nonetheless, after a clothesline and a big boot, Show lines up the chokeslam, but then the big boss man shows up and whacks a nightstick right into the knee and the back of Show. Show takes boss man down and powerbombs in. Then T and A, not T-N-A, but T and A, Test and Albert, come out with chairs. Show punches them right into both of their faces, which is quite funny. Trish low blows Show, it has no effect. No sell by a giant. Show then throws Trish onto TNA on the outside. Show goes out, clotheslines them in the aisleway, as Shane's trying to crawl away behind them up the aisleway. Show gets him, throws him into the set grating. Show then rips a bit of the set off. Shane jumps into the Tron, monkey bars it, basically holding on, flips, and kicks the set piece into Show, allowing for Test and Albert to use the numbers game on the 500-pounder. Shane rounds a gearbox with the set piece of a Show for 2, but Show no sells and beats down Shane and everybody around him before throwing Test and Albert into the set. Shane climbs up the set as Show gets him ready to chokeslam off that thing. But then randomly, Bull Buchanan comes out, whacks the nightstick around the head. Yeah, I do remember that him and Boss Man were a tag team round this time. Shane then pushes over an amplifier onto Show's leg. Shane then gets a cinder block and breaks it round Show's head. Covers for the win. Now, unlike most of these kinds of matches where they... Okay, I'll tell you this. Modern day, when you see a match that genuinely has potential to be shit, WWE often draws it out. I had to feel this was short and sweet, got to the point. McMahon wins by overblown interference. It worked out in showing that the McMahon Helmsley faction was dominant, but to me, the amount of interference was just way too over the top for my liking. But it really, to me, was just over the top, in my opinion, in my honest mind thinking. There was quite a lot going on, though, which kept me glued to the screen, but it was poor. Just no matter how awesome the opening segment with the hand and the steps and the monkey bar flipping off the set, to be honest, and also the chairs being punched into the faces, it was very poor apart from that, but they kept it short, they kept it sweet. I'll give it a 1/4 of a star. I should probably give it half, but then again, there was very little in terms of anything in ring to make it bolster up a little bit more. So 1/4 of a star. Yeah, I could just imagine some people saying it was awesome, but yeah, that's nostalgia talking. You probably also realise I'm going to be ripping into Attitude Era, not Job's biased opinions all night long, so if you're not ready to stomach it, then just don't bother. Right, next, another episode of the Gerald Briscoe Hardcore Championship scenario. Briscoe goes into the referee's room to rest. The refs then just sneak over him while he's fake sleeping, and then Briscoe just wakes up, freaks out, thinking they're going to steal the belts from him. Oh, I was laughing a bit more at that, but the best one comes later. I'm going to get another drink of water while my throat can still technically hold on after 18 minutes. I know I'm going to need that glass of water later, I can sense that. Chris Benoit defeated Chris Jericho in this great submission match to retain the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Championship. Now, clips are shown of Chris Benoit's knee being done in by Hardcore Holly on SmackDown 3 days before. So it'll be... I was actually watching that thinking it'll be interesting how this will factor into the psychology of this match. And actually, if it is, how far would Jericho go to injure it? And there's and I have to tell you now, I love this match. Lock up in the centre of the ring, Benoit rams that knee into Y2J with the brace on it being apparent. I didn't notice it at first because obviously wearing red and blue striped tights is not obviously going to make a black knee brace seem very visual, but it was there. Balled up by Y2J and chops follow. A Fujiwara armbar is locked in by Y2J. Or so I just say Jericho for the benefit? Yeah. Benoit gets out of it, goes for what looks like a tombstone. Jericho counters. Benoit counters it. Hits a shoulder breaker. Benoit hits a headbutt onto the arm and locks in an abdominal stretch choke combo. Jericho hits out, goes for the walls. Benoit then uses his legs to get out of it. Apparently Benoit's leg isn't a factor so far. Jericho drop kicks Benoit off the apron. Both men are on the outside as the camera cuts to Val Venis, who apparently will face the winner the next night on Raw, and I believe Venis won it. I don't know if he did, but comment section if you know. Fuck, I've now lost my place again. Okay, Jericho is rammed shoulder first into the steps. Benoit tips the steps over. Jericho counters what I think was a suplex attempt, I couldn't see, and Jericho slams the knee into the steps. Fucking-cology! Double underhook backbreaker from Jericho, back to Benoit into the corner as both men alternate knife-edge chops. Benoit moves out of the way as Jericho flies into the post shoulder first. Benoit undoes the top turnbuckle cover and rams Jericho's shoulder into it. Benoit then applies an arm lock. Jericho fights out with a forearm, more chops, but Benoit gains control with a gut kick and a very nice snap suplex. Scoop slam and knee to the arm by Benoit, clothesline and cross arm breaker, which JR incorrectly states is a Fujiwara armbar that happened earlier in the match. You know your stuff. Damn, I'm going to say this, Benoit is working this thing over so well. It's literally like he's focused on this arm most of this match so far, and it is great fun to watch. Jericho then gets to the ropes to break the hold. The camera then cuts to Hardcore Holly, who roughed up the knee for Jericho. I put this down here because it's relevant. Venis and Holly, two guys in the mid-card after the title along with Jericho. That's three guys after one title. To me, that shows that the mid-card needs the title challenges today. Probably a reason why you shouldn't have two titles, but hell, even the European title had two people go after Eddie. Anyway, Benoit drop kicks the exposed turnbuckle and gets face busted with Jericho landing on the knee the hardest. Knee drop and a dragon screw retain the focus on that knee. Jericho pulls off the knee brace as I hear a boring chant from some douchebag in the crowd. He then whacks the knee brace into Benoit's damaged knee, followed by having it whacked into Benoit's head. Spinning toe hold by Jericho and a drop kick into the knee is followed by a lion salt by Jericho. Jericho locks in the balls, tangled into the ropes like a tarantula. Fucking awesome! Benoit then fights out, kicking the shoulder. Benoit misses the enziguri, lands one of the German suplexes. Second one gets hit. Benoit then beats the shoulder down as Jericho rams the knee. Fucking hell. Jericho goes for the walls. Benoit whacks the knee brace into the face. Benoit locks in the Crippler crossface. He breaks it before holding it away from the ropes and reapplying it again. Jericho doesn't tap, but the ref calls for the bell as Jericho is unconscious. Benoit is though relentless. He's keeping the damn thing locked in and he is just not going to stop until either the shoulder pops out or he just wants to kill the guy. Guys, this was Psychology Central. Epic win! The match barely slowed down, actually. I was really shocked. Sure, with the amount of submissions in this, I really thought this was going to be a slow match because it is a submission match, but it wasn't. And the specific body part focus by both men, that's how you do a good match. Jericho was basically unconscious on the way out, and after me now, motherfuckers. Yeah, you probably knew I was going to love that match when you looked at the cards first off. It was great. Oh god, it's another part of the Gerald Briscoe fiasco. Briscoe's talking to Michael Cole about how stressful it is to be the hardcore champion and how it's affected his life. Two vendors are then in the background. Then they're obviously not heard saying anything, but they're pointing at Briscoe saying, hey, that's the guy with the hardcore championship. And then just go to Jimmy Corderas and go, look, could you count this guy for me? If I hit him, you pin him, and I have the belt. Briscoe then notices them. I just found it so hilarious. These guys were doing it knowing the guy was going to beat the shit out of them. Briscoe then just beats them down, covering them with the coffee and popcorn that they were carrying through. And basically, if I was doing my Wrestling Rant Awards, at any point in 2000, that would be a Rufflecopter moment of the year. That would be a funny moment of the year award category contender. Because it was awesome and it made me feel all warm inside. Right, next match. Road Dogg and X-Pac, or DX, defeated the Dudley Boyz in a tag team table match. The Dudleys waste no time running to the ring, making Finkel cancel the formulaic announcing. DX runs scared. The match is not held under Tornado Tag rules, just in case you didn't know. Because I often wonder in tag team matches of a hardcore variety, are they Tornado Tag for the ultimate craziness of being all over the place, or would they just have it normal? But they had it normal. King mentions that we haven't had a match that hasn't finished in a pinfall yet, forgetting that the no-holds-barred match and the six-man tag match already had a pinfall. I thought, he's so excited that he forgets. JR forgot what Fujiwara armbar was, so it happens to the best of us, eh? I'm gonna have another fucking drink. Oh, God. Right. Forearms by Devon. He's quickly overpowered by X-Pac and Road Dogg in the... Quickly. Lost my track there. Bubba is then tagged in, but he eats a side kick by X-Pac. Bubba misses a corner splash, but kicks Pac in the head, hits a massive clothesline. What's up on Road Dogg and X-Pac as Tori distracts the ref. Yeah, Tori at ringside here. Just shows how a manager's interference really does not work in that case, eh? Oh, God, where am I? DX decide to hightail it out of there. They don't want any more to do with these guys. Dudley's then bring them back in. Bubba locks his eyes on Tori, and I honestly forgot how creepy Bubba Ray Dudley's eyes look in that sense. It's so fucking weird. X-Pac and Road Dogg double team Devon on the ropes. High kick by X-Pac followed by a Bronco Buster. DX alternate tags and beat down Devon in the corner. Bubba tags in the ref, but the ref did not see it. Spinning heel kick by X-Pac sends Devon down. Followed by a double clothesline by both men. Bubba tags in, side slam, ball bomb, Samoan drop on DX. Dudleys get the tables. One for Road Dogg, one for X-Pac, and one for Tori. Oh, they're going to get pwned tonight, folks. Road Dogg sends Devon head and hand first into the steps. Road Dogg then pump handle slams Devon through the table. He is eliminated. X-Pac then lines up and eliminated Devon for the Bronco Buster against the table. Bubba then stops him and then powerbombs him right through another table. That means it's all square. The ref tells Bubba and Road Dogg to quit hitting each other. They're the only two guys in the match, therefore why should they not hit each other? And then, one of the best moments of the night, the ref then gets double arm dragged by both men through the table. Holy crap! Bubba and Road Dogg then just happily taunt before Bubba just whacks him with a fantastic DDT. Briscoe then comes out for some reason. Then, of course, I remember DX and Briscoe are aligned together in the McMahon-Helmsley faction. I forgot that halfway through the match. Dudley's then 3D Road Dogg through the table for what looks like the win, but the referee is out. Of course, they did just double arm drag him through a table. Tori goes to slap Bubba and catches her and the slap. She is then put on the top rope by Devon, ready to eat wood. I always love that quote, even the sexual pun is fantastic. Briscoe then gets her off Bubba, and X-Pac hits the X Factor through the table. The Briscoe then wakes up the ref, who calls for the bell. DX win! Devon and Bubba then beat Briscoe down and 3D him through the table. Retribution! Well, one thing I would also point out, I'm amazed when all the referees who pose as EMTs come out. I was wondering why he never decided to pin him and take the hardcore title. That would have been better retribution, wouldn't it, to have him lose the title on that night? After all he's been through? Or maybe he was going to lose it on SmackDown, or for Raw. No, Lord knows. There's some decent moves and tag action. Good sight to see, but I have to say, what I said, what I've summed up in this match, what I've just told you about this match, there was literally a lot of stuff going on where it was just rest holds, moving around outside the ring. It was really slow, and I was quite bored. There was not much interest to me in this match, to be honest. I think sometimes the crowd were into it, but sometimes they weren't, which really impacted how the match flowed. And inevitably resulted in the slow feeling that it got. I was slightly annoyed that this did drag on, because I thought it was going to be done with pretty quickly. And it slowed down. It effectively just made me go, just get on with the next one. Unexpected appearance by Briscoe, though. I mean, obviously, I forgot that him and DX are aligned, and that I had never seen the match before, so the conclusion did surprise me. Made for an exciting end, really. For what it's worth, though, good tag team action. I'm being really, really nice. 1 star. I'll give it what it's... I was literally thinking I'll give it 3/4 of a star, but 1 star. I'm being nice again, folks. Right, now we get to the main event. And everybody, before I get on with this main event, let me just tell you, this thing takes up 3¼ pages. That's right, but then again, this is a 60-minute Iron Man match, so you can expect why this would take up 3¼ pages of my typeface to get it done. Now, I'm going to need this glass of water, so there's a lot to get through. Right. Okay, I'm sure you all know the result of this match, if you haven't seen it before. Triple H defeated The Rock by 6 falls to 5 in an Iron Man match with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee to win the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Now, I'm a guy who often walks into an Iron Man match very, very nervous, because honestly, you do not know how it's going to pan out. You don't know what's going to make it exciting, what's really going to happen, and if it's really worth being a 60-minute great wrestling match. And I honestly was hoping this match would be good, but let's find out, shall we? I love it. When Triple H spits his water, a fan holds up a Rock sign in front of the crane camera, which is just fantastic. You basically, in modern day, you just see a guy going, hey, you can't put that on the camera, they'd steal it off him. Also must note, I didn't grow up in this era, so I'm just using my own psyche of today in comparison with this. I'm not an Attitude Era nut job by any break of the imagination, but I'm just reviewing the show here. Triple H then tells the McMahons to leave the ring and then do it by himself, which is great. But the fact is, Triple H is getting booed for great sportsmanship. Now, the Attitude Era crowd did not shift their alignment, obviously, because of what happened to Foley. But honestly, another time, I bet it's like I would have turned face from that kind of sportsmanship. But that's Attitude Era for you. They hated Triple H that much. Right, both men talk trash face to face as the bell rings and the clock starts. Multiple collar elbow tie-ups kick off the action. Both tie up in the corner as HBK lazily tries to get them out of the corner. Clothesline cover for 2, knockdown for 2, and a kitchen sink counter for 2 by The Rock. Triple H gets out of the ring. HBK stops Rock from getting out, but obviously as a flip side, he starts counting Triple H out, which is nice. Oh, it's the first time I've had to snort like that in 33 minutes. That's a record. Oh, fuck, where the fuck am I? I've lost my place. And there's a lot of these to get through, so I'm probably going to lose my place a lot of times here. Oh, fuck, I really have lost my place. I can't find where I am. That's what happens when you look at a computer screen all day, guys. It hurts like fuck. Oh, there we go. Shoulder knockdown by Triple H, leapfrog and a right hand jab by Rock gets Triple H out of the ring again. Shawn Michaels counts. Triple H tries to get Shawn to stop the count, even when Trips is on the apron. Shawn comically refuses, continues the count to 7 when Triple H gets in the ring. Leapfrog missed by Triple H as Rock lands another right hand and rams him into the corners. Triple H hits an elbow and a clothesline to counter. Triple H rams his elbow into Rock's arm and slams it into the ropes with another... rams his elbow into Rock's arm and slams it into the ropes into another arm lock. Triple H whips Rock into the ropes and hits a mid-air arm breaker. Triple H goes right back to the arm. Rock pushes himself into the turnbuckle, hits the right hands, and lands the rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. With 49 minutes to go, Rock is 1 up. See what I mean? I can get through 11 minutes that bloody quickly if I know what to note down. Rock then puts Triple H into the aisleway barricade as King complains about there not being a rest period, as Triple H would have added one. That still baffles me why there was one at Backlash 2009. Bragging Rights 2009. Why was there a rest period? It's an endurance match. Triple H is whipped into the unexposed aisleway barrier as Rock pulls him back into the ring. Triple H reverses and drops Rock face first into the protected barricade. Or pulls him back to the area around the ring, I should have said. Oh, where am I? Triple H then lines up a flying knee, but Rock... I've lost it again. Triple H lines up a flying knee into Rock, but he misses! And, of course, flies into the barricade. Rock then whacks the game off the apron before lining up a suplex. Basically, knocks him off the apron. Triple H then crawls back up, suplex off the apron into the ring. I've lost it. Covers for 2. And Triple H, at this point, has not made a single pin attempt. Triple H's knee is rammed into the post. Oh, bollocks. Into the post by the steps. And I can see Rock kicking the steps to amplify the noise. Fail! The knee is then rammed into the apron before the knee drop onto the steps. Rock then lifts Triple H out of the corner with a hellacious thud, starts kicking the thigh of the game. Rock then locks in a figure 4 leg lock. Woo! Game is in pain. He says, "Oh shit," while writhing in pain. Epic win. Fantastic selling. Triple H's shoulders are down and he kicks out after 2. After lying on the mat, and he does that a few times, might I add. After lying on the mat in pain, Triple H finally turns over Rock onto his front to release the pressure. Where am I? Again, lost it. Triple H gets the ropes and finally breaks the hold completely. And I've lost my place again. Fuck! I can hear shrieks, but this crowd has calmed down immensely. It is quite slow to kick off with. I can sense that for sure, even after the first 4. And this crowd was mental at the beginning, and it just really mellowed. Triple H and Rock go over the barricade now, a fist fight in the crowd. Yeah, damn. HBK is still counting them out, though, while following them in the action, which is funny, because I'm wondering, how the hell can the timekeeper see them? Oh yeah, camera. Triple H back body drops Rock to the outside from the barricade, and Rock is put back in the ring. 39 minutes to go, Rock still leads 1-0. 2 big elbow drops by Triple H, cover for 2. Second cover gets 2. Triple H tries to get the weakened shoulder down, goes for 4 pin attempts. Oh no, does 4, and does 4 pin attempts, and gets 2 all those times. Rock kicks out of the knee he weakened with a figure 4. Woo! Every time a figure 4 is mentioned, I'm probably going to have to do that. You'll get annoyed? I don't care. He's then thrown out of the ring after a run. Triple H is then thrown knee first into the steps with a massive thud. Oh, I need to move this back a little bit. There we go. Rock wraps the knee into the ropes and kicks at the back of the knee with sickening force. I felt the pain in that, because the back of your knee, behind your knee, in the muscle area, is very sensitive. So I can sense the pain in that. Rock drives the elbow into the knee and then wraps it in a leg grapevine. Rock then rakes the eyes to... That's Triple H rakes the eyes to get... What? Yeah. Rakes the eyes to get... I've lost it. Triple H, I believe, rakes the eyes to get out of the hole. I don't know why I put Rock there. Either he did it or not. I don't know. He either applied it or got put in. My eyes were a bit fuzzy. The TV, my eyes were a bit fuzzy at the time. Rock then slams the knee into the mat, tries to go for a figure 4. Woo! Again. But Triple H counted into a pedigree. 1, 2, 3. 34.5 minutes to go. Triple H ties the score at 1-1. Triple H then chokes Rock. HBK tries to get him off. Inside cradle off the Irish whip. 1, 2, 3. Triple H goes into the lead at 2-1 with 33.5 minutes to go. There are loads of kids chanting for The Rock before the men chime in. Yep, The Rock was loved by the kids. Similarity there, people? Rock goes down the aisleway, counters the Irish whip, and sends Triple H into the stage, and then clotheslines him down, which JR and King oversell to oblivion. Triple H then suplexes Rock onto the carpet, covering the concrete in the aisleway. Rock goes for the backdrop, but his body just doesn't get enough elevation. The drop still connects anyway. HBK is counting both men as Triple H gets back body dropped into the aisle. Back body drop, that's it. HBK tells Rock and Triple H he wants no BS count-out falls and tells both of them to basically get back in the ring. He's almost pushing them back in himself, mind you. Oh, where am I? Triple H then hits a pile driver back in the ring. 1, 2, 3. With 27.5 minutes left, Triple H leads 3-1. Rock explodes out of the corner. Triple H then reverses the whip into an elbow to the Rock's head, covers and gets 2. The match has just sped up for the first time in this entire thing. Just over half an hour in, bloody hell. Triple H goes, and then again, this is endurance, so they would need to pace themselves quite a bit. Oh, bollocks, where am I? Triple H then goes off the top rope. Goes to the top rope, I should say. Rock grabs the arm, and he arm drags him right off that motherfucker. Sorry to swear, but I'm excited. It's good stuff. Really good stuff so far. Both men are down. Both men then get up as Rock pummels Triple H in the corner. Whip into the corner, nearly knocks the cameraman over. He just got out of the way. Inside cradle by Rock gets 2. High knee off the whip by Triple H gets 2. Rock is then whipped and locked down in the sleeper hold. Rock is fading, but he stays in. Triple H uses the ropes to keep it cinched in, but HBK spots him. Rock fades again, but still holds in. Shawn then breaks the hold after Triple H illegally uses the ropes again. Irish whip reverse into another sleeper hold. Rock counters into a belly-to-belly. Covers slowly for 2. The endurance factor is starting to wear out here. Rock is then whipped, counters a sleeper hold attempt. I've lost it. Goes for his flyover DVT, botches it. Didn't fully get the flyover there because he slips slightly. And then before kicking the gut and hitting it. 1, 2, 3. 19 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Rock is still behind, 3 falls to 2. Triple H's head is then put in the steel steps, and the timekeeper's table. Triple H has the chair, but Shawn takes it off him as Rock punches back and throws him into the steps. Rock is thrown over into the barricade, but Rock quickly bounces off and hits a swinging neckbreaker. Triple H whacks the chair into Rock's face. Triple H has been DQ'd. 16 minutes to go. It's tied at 3-3. Triple H then uses the ropes to cover Rock and gets the 3. Fuck! Triple H quickly takes the lead at 4-3. Rock has been busted open with the steel chair shot. The sleeper hold is applied by Triple H. Rock is out, but he rises again. He's still in this somehow. The sleeper hold is then applied again. Rock is done. The arms are dropped. Shawn calls for the fall. Triple H is leading 5-3 with 12 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. I tell you, I like these fast-flowing, good falls. Exciting stuff when the opening part was quite slow. Good counterbalance. Nice one. Oh, where the fuck am I? Triple H then pulled off Rock by Shawn Michaels. Triple H pushes HBK away, but then Shawn pushes back again. HBK, Shawn, much like the Y2J and Jericho thing. Shit's getting heated. Rock whacks Triple H around the head and beats him down in the corner. Rock then whips Triple H out of the ring and onto the cameraman. Rock's boot bangs the top of the cameraman's cranium. With 10 minutes to go, Triple H leads 5-3. Rock goes up to the top rope for a massive superplex. Rock covers, but somehow, some way, Triple H kicks out of it. Unbelievable! Rock then knocks Triple H to the outside, slams his head into the base of the steps, and catapults him face first into the steel post. Triple H reverses Rock's whip into with the Brahma Bull going back first, sickeningly into the steps. My God! Triple H pulls the announce table apart. Lawler says he can't live without the monitor. It's right in fucking front of you, you moron! Both men are on the announce table. Triple H lines up a Rock bottom. Rock counters that. Hits the pedigree on the table, but my God, it didn't break. Yeah. Rock gets back in the ring as Shawn counts Triple H out very, very quickly. Supposed to be one-sided here, pal. Sorry about that. Rock has got one fall back, but he's still behind at 5-4. McMahon's are coming down to the ring. Let's see what they have to do. Triple H then gets in at 9. Rock beats down the game in the corner and beheads him with a clothesline. To quote JR? Yeah. DDT connects. Shane and Vince are then hit down. Rock goes and hits the people's elbow. 1, 2, 3. And believe it or not, The Rock has got it back at 5-5. Holy shit. Shane pulls Shawn Michaels out of the ring, but him and Vince are then beaten down. Hell, even DX have just got involved. My God. Rock bottom by Rock. DX are then beating him down. And earlier in the night, obviously, you know, stuff that those girls are dancing around a big area of fire, chanting about this guy and American Badass playing, but you of course know what that means, because the creepy music hits. The Undertaker rides out on his badass motorbike, and he is ready to kick some McMahon family and DX ass. And Triple H saves Stephanie, and then he gets chokeslammed and power driven by Taker right as the clock runs out. We have no real idea what's going on. The bell's been rung, but state of confusion. The crowd have gone completely nuts. They've become unglued for the last 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. Awesome. And then Shawn casually tells Finkel, listen, outside interference, ring the bell, Triple H wins the match because, of course, Taker's interference happened with seconds to spare, milliseconds to spare. And that meant that Triple H wins by 6 falls to 5, and he is the new World Wrestling Federation champion in a very controversial way, which again proves the power of the McMahon-Helmsley faction. Wow, this match started off very slow. A lot of it was just headlocks. Really was quite slow. The crowd failed to respond, mostly, I'm probably guessing, because they wanted to keep their energy to the latter half, knowing that this match would be slow from the start. However, the selling of the arm and the knee of Jericho and Triple H kept me involved in the action throughout that. Good to see it. As the falls built up throughout and the tension built between Triple H and Shawn Michaels became apparent, this match shifted into hyperdrive with falls coming left, right and centre in a frantic rush to the end. I mean, I would have liked some of the falls a bit more evenly spaced out, but then to have it that quickly meant the crowd were more interested, which made it even better in the long run. The match had a good mix of mat work, brawling on the outside, a small amount of weapon use, and grappling, all within 60 minutes, which is exactly what the match of this nature needs. Oh my God, I tell you that. Given the time limit, you need all of that to be put into it to make it worth your while. Taker's return, though, while I knew it was happening, knowing my history and that I know how things go, made this thing mental, along with the McMahon and DX interference right at the death, giving an unexpected ending at the time to make this match go higher and higher. Okay, while this match did have its downtime to slow it down, and Rock botched the DDT, this was fun as hell to watch. I think for an Iron Man match, this was brilliant. And if any current wrestler wants to see how an all-rounder of a wrestling match with everything involved should be, then you need to watch this one. I'm just narrowly giving this 4.5 stars, people. 4.5 stars. I would have given it 4.25, but you know what? That ending just made it jump a little bit up a gear. Because no interference right until the end. It made sure that, well, they wanted him to win that badly. He did. Triple H victorious. Okay, that's the last match done at nearly the 50-minute mark. And I'm going to just have my last swig of water. Oh, I needed that. Amazing, I'm not really as tired as I usually am doing a review. Then again, I'm excited. Right, this pay-per-view, being at the height of the Attitude Era, these are my final thoughts here. Being at the height of the Attitude Era, I'm happy to say, and I'm happy to report, that this had a mix of everything. And a bit of comedy to kick off the night with a fast match with something that people could get with popular interest. A technical show stealer, a hardcore match of some variety in singles and tag matches, and also a main event to blow the doors off, combined with an unexpected return at the time to make this night an event to remember. Obviously, knowing the main event was 60 minutes long, I was going into this wondering, along with that match, would the 5 other matches on the card live up to that? Because obviously I'd never seen that Iron Man match in its entirety before. I was expecting something 3.5-ish, I was thinking, but I was wrong. And I felt, yeah, it was, they definitely made themselves noteworthy. The submission match, triple threat match, and the triple threat match. Triple threat matches? The triple threat match gave some of the best wrestlers in the WWF at the time to show how it's done and show their best qualities off. While the opener was fun to get the show off to a rampant and fast start. The other two matches were just to fill the card out when there's a bit of time left to fill. They were substandard, despite the tag team match having some stuff. But basically, both matches had little bits to make them noteworthy, for definite. The main event, best match of the night without a shadow of a doubt, although I shouldn't say that, because it was a whisker that I nearly gave it to the Benoit Jericho match. But honestly, without the Iron Man match, this pay-per-view would have been a lot more different. Because without that Iron Man match giving a big rating, gotta wonder what matches in that hour would they have replaced it with. Also, the stuff with Briscoe was funny as hell to watch. I'd give it an extra quarter of the star just for that, to give it a well-rounded number. The downside this night, the crowd were a bit on and off, despite their enthusiasm obviously being shown. And the fact is, despite having a 4.5, a 4.25 star matches, there wasn't enough the rest of the matches obviously were not in the above 3-star category to say this is a higher tier show. So therefore, it won't constitute a higher rating, in my opinion, than 7 out of 10. And I'm being very nice here. This was a very good show to watch. Better than average by twofold. It was good fun to watch. So there were 3 good matches on that DVD, guys. Get it while you can. Get it if you can. It's fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this Friday Flashback review, because I surely had fun watching this last night and reviewing it now. Hey, if you guys want me to review anything, anything based on the fact if I have it, then all you need to do is give me a message. Post on my Facebook page, post on my profile Facebook page, hey, even send me a message via Skype or here. Just give me a message. If you want me to do another Friday Flashback review, you've been waiting for this one, you're happy that you get it, you know what to do, just message me one. Also, just to point out, you've got until tomorrow night to give your Q&A questions in. If you haven't done it yet, I've got nearly 40, so I'm waiting on you guys. If you haven't done it yet, give me your questions, everything will be happy. Also, if you like what you've been hearing, even with the frozen screen, I've been trying to disregard that today, click that subscribe button up there, because honestly, just looking at me isn't an issue. Because honestly, if you can hear my words, understand my opinion, like what I say, that's all that matters. Click the subscribe button up there, comment your thoughts on the pay-per-view and my own thoughts down there in the comments section. Also, like the video if you want to, like my Facebook page, search me on Skype, and of course I've already mentioned, send in your Q&A questions. Guys, I've been Cream Crazy, you've been people watching, this has been a WWF Judgment Day 2000 Friday Flashback review, and I will see you on Sunday for my Q&A. Hope you were there for that, because it's going to be another long video. Fucking hell, this took nearly 53 minutes. Anyway, see you guys on Sunday. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Monaco Grand Prix, guys. Hope you're watching. Cheers.